This is my dream house. It is my dream house! It's mine!
No, this is no longer Barbie's dream house.
Welcome to the MsMojo Dojo Casa House, and today we're counting down our picks for references, in-jokes, and small details that Detective Barbie might have picked up on, but the average Ken might have overlooked. This entails a few spoilers.
These were actual Kens. More discontinued Barbies.
Number 20. Proust Barbie. As Mattel attempts to put Barbie back in a box, the smell triggers a Proustian flashback.
Remember Proust Barbie? That did not sell very well.
Although Lucy Boynton plays Proust Barbie, no such doll exists in reality. However, there once lived a French novelist named Marcel Proust. This line specifically references Swann's Way, the first volume of Proust's novel In Search of Lost Time, aka Remembrance of Things Past. In the story, the taste of Madeleine cake sends the narrator back to childhood.
Proust is pretty heavy.
Yeah, but it's worth it, I hear.
No, I meant the book, carrying it on the plane.
Greta Gerwig called this, quote, a nice Easter egg for one person. Ironically, one person who would have gotten the reference was Robert Oppenheimer, who was a fan of Proust's work. And with one obscure joke, Barbenheimer comes full circle.
How about because this is the most important thing to ever happen in the history of the world?
Number 19. Pegasus on the Beach. This may be the first live-action Barbie movie, but the character has been starring in animated films for over 2 decades. One of the first not to be based on a pre-existing story was Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus from 2005.
Who are you? Why did you save me?
In that film, the titular Pegasus is Princess Brietta, who was transformed into a winged horse after rejecting a marriage proposal. The spell is lifted with help from Princess Annika, played by Barbie.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
Looks good on you, Brietta.
Brietta and Annika might not have prominent roles in the live-action film. On the beach, however, you can spot a sculpture resembling a familiar Pegasus. This nod to the 2005 feature reminds us that the previous Barbie movies ran so that this one could fly. Just like a Pegasus.
Show off! Slowpoke.
Number 18. Barbie's Birthday. Every number tells a story. With Barbie behind the wheel, the car's odometer reads 031959. Nothing is random in Greta Gerwig's film, and this number is no exception. The first Barbie doll was introduced at the American International Toy Fair on March 9, 1959. This date is thus considered Barbie's official birthday.
I don't have anything big planned, just a giant blowout party with all the Barbies and planned choreography and a bespoke song. You should stop by.
The odometer number pays homage to Barbie's debut, but it subtly ties into the film's themes as well. Stereotypical Barbie has been around for over 60 years. However, it isn't until she develops the desire to become human that Barbie is truly given the chance to live. In that sense, the odometer reflects Barbie's initial genesis and her rebirth into a fully fleshed-out human being. It's a personal journey full of emotional mileage.
You can step this way, ma'am.
I also just learned to cry. First I got 1 tear, and then I got a whole bunch.
Number 17. BAX. Driving past the local airport, Barbie salutes the pilot mid-takeoff. The airport is cleverly named BAX, a reference to LAX. Since Barbieland is essentially a pinker Malibu, it's only fitting that the airport would be modeled after a Los Angeles staple. Yet, the fact that Barbieland has an airport raises a few questions. For starters, where is the plane flying to?
Do you have a map of Barbieland?
What do you think?
Do Barbieland inhabitants regularly take trips that require air travel? Can you reach the real world with a plane, or do you have to take the scenic route via car, boat, rocket, bike, and snowmobile? Is the plane actually going anywhere, or is Pilot Barbie just taking a joyride around Barbieland? For such a small Easter egg, it carries a lot of baggage. Number 16. Not in Barbieland anymore. Greta Gerwig has made it no secret that The Wizard of Oz was a key inspiration for her film, wanting to capture the Technicolor classic's, quote, authentically artificial aesthetic.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Gerwig pays homage as Barbie drives past a movie theater, with posters featuring Dorothy, the Tin Man, and Cowardly Lion, as well as an Emerald City backdrop. Is there any question what's playing? The plot also parallels Oz as Barbie heads down a colorful road, goes over the rainbow, and finds herself in a new land.
Wow, this is the real world.
Barbie, I told you there'd be beach.
Instead of going from Kansas to Oz, Barbie pulls a reversal, trading the fantastical Barbieland for the real world. It might not be as vibrant as Barbie Land, but there is a magic to the real world, becoming Barbie's new home.
Well, the real world is not perfect, but you inspired me.
Number 15. Hidden Bees.
When I wake up in my own pink world, I get up out of bed and wave to my homegirls.
Here's a fun challenge for cinephiles and mathematicians. Try counting every bee hidden in this movie. Even Gerwig doesn't seem to know the exact number off the top of her head, although she told Variety, quote, "There must be thousands of bees everywhere because they also have, like, designs in the carpet."
And pink goes with everything. Beautiful from head to toe. I'm ready to go, you know, you know.
In addition to the carpet, the letter logo has been etched into clothing, accessories, walls, magazines, flags, doors, door handles, mailbox handles, ticket booths. The list goes on in what must be some kind of record. As for Gerwig's favorite hidden bee, she slyly said, quote, "I can't tell it, but I know it."
The faster I figure it out, the faster we get to go home.
What am I supposed to do?
Number 14. Ruth Handler's tax troubles. This movie doesn't shy away from Barbie's most notorious moments, including creator Ruth Handler's legal problems.
I'm a 5'0" grandma with a double mastectomy and tax evasion issues.
When Barbie meets her literal maker, Handler seems like such a wholesome figure. Crossing paths again, Handler acknowledges that even she's not perfect.
You're Ruth from Mattel.
Baby, I am Mattel. Until the IRS got to me, but that's another movie.
Without getting into the nitty-gritty, Handler alludes to 1975 when the SEC investigated Mattel's financial misstatements. Handler was forced to resign as Mattel's president. Jump ahead 3 years, Handler and several others at Mattel were indicted for conspiracy, mail fraud, and false financial reporting. Pleading no contest, Handler was fined $57,000 and received 2,500 community service hours. Despite this scandal, Handler solidified herself as an inspirational figure not just through Barbie, but her advocacy for breast cancer awareness as well.
Ruth had started a company which manufactured breast prostheses. Here she is showing off her product in Ruth-like fashion.
Number 13. Hitting all the right musical notes. Even when nobody's singing, Barbie's world is like a musical.
A kind of a movie that was driven by music, but not a musical. And I guess we're half of a musical.
She wakes up wearing a pink bow, looking like Catherine Deneuve in The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Barbie's trek up the stairs to Weird Barbie's house is eerily similar to a scene in the dance drama The Red Shoes. I'm Just Ken may be loaded with the most musical references.
I'm just Ken, anywhere else I'd be a 10.
This scene is like a West Side Story rumble crossed with the fashion of Grease Lightning. The costumes and soundstage are also reminiscent of the Broadway melody ballet from Singin' in the Rain. There were just two things missing from the Gene Kelly classic: Slash and Wolfgang Van Halen, who can be heard playing guitar during the musical showdown in Barbie. Number 12. Si se puede. Ryan Pierce Williams makes a cameo as Gloria's husband. Not a huge stretch, considering that Williams is married to America Ferrera in real life. In the film, the most notable part of his character is his ongoing effort to improve his Spanish.
Si se puede.
That's a political statement.
That's appropriation, Dad.
This has a few different translations, including, "Yes, it is possible," "Yes, we can," and "It can be done." The saying is primarily associated with activist groups like the United Farm Workers of America, but it has personal ties to Ferrera as well.
I came for you!
The motto played a significant part in the Disney Channel original movie Gotta Kick It Up, which marked one of Ferrera's earliest starring roles. Along with Eva Longoria, Ferrera also started She Se Puede, a digital lifestyle community to support Latinas.
Latinas are the fastest growing cohort in states all across this country. The power that we have to make the difference is undeniable.
Number 11. 4 Brats. When Barbie first encounters Sasha and her 3 friends, she finds that they aren't very nice. You might even say that they're acting like brats, in more ways than one.
Come on, Sasha. Give it to her. Destroy Barbie. Okay, Barbie. Let's do this.
It's probably not a coincidence that the friends look like the original 4 Bratz dolls, one of whom was even named Sasha. When the Bratz first hit the scene in 2001, Barbie was the dominating force in the fashion doll industry. Within a few years, though, Bratz had not only taken up almost 40% of the market, but the toy line managed to outsell Barbie in some areas.
We haven't played with Barbie since we were like 5 years old.
Yeah, I hated dolls with hair.
I mean, I played with Barbie, but it was like the last resort. I loved Barbie.
We suppose Barbie got the last laugh, as Bratz also tried producing a live-action film that, well, let's just say it could have used more Greta Gerwig.
Hey, you know, I'm hanging up and changing my number.
Number 10. Gloria made a weird Barbie weird. 4 years after calling Margot Robbie Anchor Barbie in Bombshell, Kate McKinnon finds herself playing Weird Barbie.
Come into my weird house. Hi, I'm Weird Barbie. I am in the splits. I have a funky haircut and I smell like basement.
It's revealed later in the film that Robbie's Barbie has become the plaything of America Ferrera's Gloria. In a flashback, a link between Gloria and Weird Barbie is also hinted at. As a little girl draws on Weird Barbie's face, cuts her hair, and splits her legs, Scrabble pieces spelling out the name Gloria can be spotted on a pole. Gloria mentions that she had a Weird Barbie growing up.
Yeah, you did.
You make them weird by playing too hard.
It's cool.
It appears that McKinnon's character is the same Barbie that Gloria played too hard with. Considering that Gloria conceived thoughts of impending death Barbie, we're not surprised that she got weird with her toys as a kid.
I am your biggest fan, and she's like, America. You don't remember?
Number 9. Ken's Stallone coat. As Ryan Gosling's Ken takes over Barbie Land, he trades in the beach shorts for a boss fur coat.
If you can't define yourself by your thoughts or experiences or accomplishments, a faux mink can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you.
It's Fojo Mojo Mink, don't worry. When people think of stereotypical masculinity, a fur jacket might not be the first thing that comes to mind. For someone who has based their new persona on Sylvester Stallone, though, Ken's wardrobe choice makes perfect sense. In the real world, Ken discovers symbols of conventional manliness, from cowboy attire to Rocky posters adorning the walls of a gym. Rocky's powerful image inspires Ken to reinvent himself with bling, gloves, and of course, a fur coat. The same kind that Stallone wore during his peak of box office popularity. Given Ken's newfound obsession with horses, it only makes sense that he would adopt the Italian stallions look.
Interesting.
Number 8. 2001 A Toyetic Odyssey. Who would have thought that Barbie would introduce Stanley Kubrick's sci-fi masterpiece to a new generation of cinephiles?
I always think of Margot saying, "Yay, space!"
Yeah.
And I think like that, when she did that, I was like, that's Barbie. Barbie is yay, space!
2001 A Space Odyssey commences with a group of hominins using a bone as a tool for the first time. Likewise, Greta Gerwig's film opens with the dawn of Barbie, the original 1959 doll serving as a monolith that captures the attention of little girls everywhere. The 2001 parallels don't end with the opening of Barbie. 2001 concludes with the monolith resurfacing and David Bowman becoming the Star Child, marking the next turning point for humanity. Barbie is also about evolution, as the titular character grows from an idea to a fleshed-out individual.
You can go back to your regular life, or you can know the truth about the universe. The choice is now yours.
The first one, the high heel.
You have to want to know, okay? Do it again.
By the final scene, Barbie is no longer a doll, but a human being. Number 7. A different kind of playtime. Barbie is loaded with nods to other iconic movies like The Matrix, yet Gerwig also draws inspiration from classic films that might not be as iconic to the average viewer. One such example is the 1967 comedy Playtime.
Hello, Lax speaking. Could you give me the exact figures on the consolidated account?
Constructing a huge practical set, the aesthetic of Jacques Tati's film is otherworldly. Yet you could still imagine many of these locales existing in our world. The cubicles that make up an office are simultaneously mundane and whimsical. The same can be said about the cubicles at Mattel's headquarters in Barbie. In both films, the cubicle backdrops seem bleak on the surface, but they also carry a maze-like sentiment. It's the ideal middle ground between business and playtime, which is precisely how we envision a Mattel office.
Our dolls are coming to Los Angeles from Barbie Land? This would be catastrophic!
Number 6. Tanner Makes a Mess. The filmmakers aren't afraid to look back at certain moments throughout Barbie's history and ask, what were they thinking? Enter Tanner the dog.
Excuse us. You potty trained Tanner, Barbie. Barbie girl.
Barbie has owned a few canine pals over the years, but Tanner stood out for 2 reasons. 1, Barbie could feed this dog. 2, Tanner could turn dog treats into chocolate nuggets. Potty training is the most unappealing part of having a pet. Why did Mattel think a pooper scooper and trash bin would be fun accessories for Barbie?
Puppy deserves a treat for being so well potty trained.
Not only was the idea flawed, but the loose magnets on the scoopers posed a safety issue, resulting in more than 680,000 Barbie Tanner playsets being recalled. We guess that's why Tanner now lives with Weird Barbie. Outsiders gotta stick together.
The keeper of everyone's hidden weirdness, and I like to think of myself like that in real life too.
Number 5. Nostalgic Barbie outfits and accessories. Barbie has been a fashion icon ever since debuting her zebra-striped swimsuit and sunglasses.
Someday I'm gonna be exactly like you.
In addition to her 1959 look, costume designer Jacqueline Duran pays homage to Barbie throughout the decades, reflecting the character's endurance. From the disco jumpsuits of the 60s and 70s to the neon leotards of the 80s and 90s, Barbie has been there for every fashion trend.
Look at all your clothes! I can't believe you never brought me up here!
As vast as Barbie's wardrobe is, her dream house's garage must be even bigger. The film breaks out various vehicles you might have had growing up, such as the Barbie Space Discovery rocket ship, the Barbie Dream Camper vehicle, the Barbie Sisters Snow Fun snowmobile, the Barbie Dream Plane, and even the Barbie Care Clinic. We didn't realize it until now, but our decor could use more pink.
We sat with all these different kinds of pinks and we were like, what is the pink and how do the pinks interact? Because I didn't want it to be so classy that it didn't, when I was a little girl, I liked the pinkest, brightest things.
Number 4. Mattel's female CEOs. Although Barbie is a flagship franchise for Mattel, the company's leadership has been predominantly male. As Will Ferrell's character points out, only a couple of women have held the CEO position during Mattel's almost 80-year history.
How would you describe yourself?
Gutsy. I always kind of considered myself a fluke because there were no others like me.
Barbie creator Ruth Handler co-founded Mattel, serving as president from 1945 to 1974. Fast forward to 1997, Jill Barad became Mattel's first female CEO, a position she held until 2000.
I really believe if women joined together, not only would they be an unbeatable force, they'd be a force for good.
Barad ultimately resigned due to the ill-conceived acquisition of the Learning Company. Mattel wouldn't have another female CEO until 2017 when Margot Georgiadis accepted the job, although she'd leave after a year. Ferrell's CEO acts as if this makes Mattel a diverse work environment, but it's clear that even the people behind the scenes realize there's progress to be made.
No one rests until this doll is back in a box.
Number 3. The Bible parallels. No, not Bibble.
Well, hello, Barry. Don't you look lovely today?
Gerwig's treatment for Barbie included an abstract poem inspired by the Apostles' Creed. This was perhaps the first sign that the film would employ some biblical subtext.
As a director, I'm able to go more, find depth in things that appear just like fluff more easily in a way because it's not where anyone's looking.
When Ruth Handler hands Barbie a cup of tea, Gerwig mimics Michelangelo's The Creation of Adam. Gerwig was inspired by the story of Adam and Eve, although she reversed the roles with Barbie and Ken. According to the creation myth, God created Eve using one of Adam's ribs so she could be his companion. Ken, meanwhile, was created after Barbie so that he could serve as her male counterpart. In that sense, Barbie is Adam, Ken is Eve, and Barbieland is the Garden of Eden. All that's missing are a snake and an apple.
No, none of that! None of that.
Well, I was only trying to help.
Number 2. The Woman on the Bench. It was suggested that Gerwig cut the scene where Barbie is moved to tears upon meeting an elderly woman on a bench. Gerwig insisted on keeping this moment, and we're glad she did.
Barbie is this emblem of plastic perfection. I was like, what better journey to give her than one that gives her humanity?
Not only does it tie into the film's larger themes of life, but the scene shines the spotlight on one of our best costume designers. The woman is played by Anne Roth, who won Oscars for her work on The English Patient and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
She looks at all the actors, principal actors, all the extras. Every little thing has to be in place.
Roth has been in the business for over 60 years, but Barbie marks her first acting credit. According to Gerwig, she has 3 friends in their 90s, Roth being one of them. Casting Roth in the role, Gerwig can't imagine her film without this scene.
Very lovely. You are perfect. You look lovely.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Defunct dolls. You can't make this stuff up, and we assure you that the filmmakers didn't.
How many men were on this board and how many women? We need to know the number!
Mattel actually introduced a pregnant Midge doll, which some argued endorsed teen pregnancy. For a period, Midge was romantically paired with Ken's friend, Alan. Does that mean Alan was the baby's father?
There are no multiples of Alan. He's just Alan.
Yeah, I'm confused about that.
That thought is almost as disturbing as growing up Skipper, who grew up a little too fast in 1975. The controversy didn't end there. Sugar Daddy Ken was a misguided attempt to attract adult consumers, while Video Girl Barbie resulted in an FBI warning. But hey, at least Earring Magic Ken became a gay icon, even if it wasn't the intention. You won't find them on store shelves anymore, but these dolls will forever live in Barbie Land and eBay.
Get that Barbie!
Ideas live forever.
Did you catch any other Barbie Easter eggs? Do you have any idea what Gerwig's favorite hidden bee was? Sound off in the comments.
Never seen that before.
Really?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.